Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Rooted.com. What's up? It is middle of melee. January, 12th, I think. Middle of melee is where the calendar should say. Cliff had been predicting these times for quite a while. And of course, another Cliff high hit. He doesn't get everything right, don't get me wrong, but he knows when the chaos is going to hit. He always gets that right. And what I'm talking about is the LA fires. It should be obvious to everybody that this is not an accident coming right before Trump's administration. The Biden administration, I hear, has already spent 1/3 of the Trump budget for next year. It's, oh my God, just crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, there's people out there setting fires. This is really scary shit. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You get a wind going, and we know they can control the weather too. So 100-mile-an-hour winds in LA are not, they rarely happen. And it just so happened right before the Trump situation, I saw a satellite image of 3 fires starting at the exact same time, very far apart. It's organized, it's coordinated to destroy the United States of America. We are at war. We are absolutely at war, and don't know what to tell you. Wait till the sonic weapons start going off. That scares me, because I don't think there's any defense for that. Earplugs? Who knows? It'll scramble your brain. But hey, here we are on this little blue dot called planet Earth, trying to survive a transition out from the control of the evil, demonic leaders that we have into something that is more pro-human, which is beautiful. Anyway, LA's on fire. They expect high winds tomorrow and Tuesday, which means I expect them to light more fires. I don't know where or why or how. It's so easy though. If you're a terrorist or you're a Democrat lefty, and these are all multi-zillion-dollar houses, all of Hollywood's getting destroyed. And of course, the Biden administration says, "Yeah, we're going to give them everything." They didn't do that for the Appalachian Mountains. I think they got $750 loans. we're gonna rebuild their houses for them. We're gonna rebuild their jobs for them. Oh, it's just crazy. It's a crazy world we live in, and they're using your tax money if you live in the United States. Big push right now not to pay taxes ever again by the Democrats once Trump gets in, by the Republicans, who should know by now that taxation is theft, just like inflation is theft. There is a bill in Congress to go to a use tax, which is probably something like a VAT, value-added tax, 17 or 20% on everything you buy. Now, which would take out all the other taxes, hopefully. All of them. Like, if you buy gasoline, yeah, that's all you pay. You don't pay extra above and beyond that. And state taxes, you wouldn't pay extra above and beyond that. Who knows? If there's a system still running by then, good on you. Try to figure out something fair. All right, California burning. California-based insurer crashes amid billions in LA fire damage loss. We are going to see a cascade of insurance company failures, of banking failures in general. 3-day weekend coming up, and it's the 20th, the inauguration day. That's the 3-day weekend, which we know the FDIC has been planning for a very long time to bail out. The estimate is 500 to 1,000 banks. I don't think it'll be contained to that. Again, the FDIC holds about 1.5% of what they insure, not counting the derivatives, which under Dodd-Frank might count as insurable. And as a matter of fact, under Dodd-Frank, I believe it's the derivatives that have to be paid out first before the actual depositors get anything. Which at first I was like, this is insane. That's ridiculous. How can they bail out for $2 to $3 quadrillion? Well, that's the idea, right? The idea is so that nobody gets bailed out and the system collapses. So that would pretty much insure it. If the derivative bubble pops and the FDIC is going to stand up behind that, there's no money for anybody. And we don't have to rebuild the old system. And everybody who's in debt, the United States, for example, gets that debt washed clean. Now, It is not fair. Absolutely. Those who have been saving in a savings account forever, not only are they losing money in the value of that money due to inflation or whatever you want to call it, money printing. They don't actually report the real inflation. I went and got a cup of coffee and they charged me $4 for just a regular cup of coffee at a Starbucks. And I'm like, what? Coffee used to be what, 5 cents? A dime? When I was a kid, it was like a dime. It's just water shoved through beans. Now it's all fancy. All this other stuff they put in it. This was just a regular coffee, $4. It was large, but hey, that's just insane. I remember when I was a kid, $3, you can get a good lunch. I'm not that old. I'm kind of old, I guess. You don't feel old when you turn 60. You don't feel like you're 60. Your body starts telling you you're 60, but you don't feel like you're 60. All right, anyway, let's talk about silver, and then I'm going to get to the number one topic, which is Theta, and Theta Fuels jumped last night, 30% jump. What is it? Why did it happen? What's going on? All right. As far as silver, we are still under the moving averages. India is still loading up. I can't wait for this month's, this month's release of last month's numbers. How much silver, physical silver, did India import? Anything over 32 million ounces will put them over 300 million ounces, the largest import year ever. Now, you might not hear the correct answer from the Silver Institute and Metals Focus. Those are the only two entities on the planet that the mainstream listens to, and they're full of shit. They are absolutely full of shit. Anyway, here's the November silver pack from Metals Focus. They went back and changed September and October because they had overstated it. They changed history at Metals Focus. It's embarrassing, but they don't think it's a problem because they give it to, in the silver survey every year, they give it to the Silver Institute to publish. So, it's kind of like, oh, whose fault is it? Is it the Silver Institute's fault for changing all the historical numbers to make the numbers look not so dire? Or is it Metals Focus who ultimately calculated these numbers and changes them almost every year? It is, if I had the time and effort, and anybody has the time and effort, go back the last 20 years, last 10 years, go back 10 years and see how much fraud was committed at the Silver Institute with the annual silver survey. So you go to the Silver Institute website, you can print out all their publications, they're free, and take every month and see year by year for the last 10 years how many times they changed history to suit their narrative. Yes, they change historical numbers, and last year was egregious. They literally, for solar panel, I interviewed both the heads of those companies. And I said, what are you going to do? It is clear, it is obvious to anybody that the solar industry is up 76%. How are you going to tell the world that you got your estimates so wrong? Well, Bix, you need to look at the thrifting of the. I'm like, no, it's not thrifting. It's the opposite of thrifting. They're adding more silver to the solar panels because it has better efficiency, and silver's so cheap it doesn't matter. No, Bix, you don't understand. Fuck you. Bullshit. You lie for the people who control you, especially the Silver Institute. Mike Dorenzo. He should be investigated, in my opinion. And there's only two people there. There's Mike Dorenzo and then the head of Hecla Mining, which, like a month or two before the numbers came out, said there was 300 million ounces used in solar, and then the Silver Institute came out and it was less than 200. I mean, is that fraud or I don't know. You tell me. This guy's the head of a mining company, one of the largest silver mining companies. He got it right. He's literally the chairman of the board of the Silver Institute. I mean, he must have been shocked because he looks like a fool. You missed by 100 million ounces. And it's all because they changed historical numbers because they couldn't show 76%. So they showed something like 60, but they did what they came up with was only a 32% rise or 34% rise. Yeah. It's bad out there in the finance market. Anyway, these numbers are about correct. In the blue is the silver import tonnage back in January, February, March. Huge numbers because we were below the moving averages. I've been screaming this for years. When everybody knows the banking cabal, the shorts, HSBC, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, when they go below the moving average, that's when everybody and their mother and on the physical side loads up, mainly going into India. India is trying to build out they have like 1.3 billion people. They need so much silver in the future, and they know it. So whenever it drops below, like look at the beginning of the year. I mean, we've gone through this. It's been under the 100-day and 200-day moving average. So what happened at the beginning of the year? Let's just go to the PowerPoint presentation right here. I mean, this month right here was 71 million ounces. And that was 100% because it went below the moving averages. All these were above the moving averages. Nope, they barely buy 20, 15, 20, 10 to 20 million ounces of imported silver. And then look what happened in August. So this is so easy. Go to the chart. What happened in August, July, August, right here. It dropped below the 100-day moving average. What happened? In August, it went up to 46 million ounces. So here we are, the middle of December, it dropped below not only the 100-day, but also the 200-day moving average briefly. And it's hovering around there now. And then it just, back in January, jumped above the 200-day, and it's searching for the 100-day. So, I mean, basically it's saying, hey, world, here's your floor on silver. You have literally unlimited upside with a floor at $29.93. It will not go and stay below $29.93 for an extended period of time. That's a gift. What other investment do you have unlimited upside and it won't drop below 1 or 2%, max 10%, might get down to 27, if the world breaks apart. Yes, they can put the price at minus $40. What they did, it's exactly what they did with oil. It's a mouse click. But the reality is, if it did that, it would lose all the physical they have left. They might have already lost it, truthfully. And I'll show you why I think that. When you look at this chart, this is the silver imports for India. Look who the biggest deliverer of silver is. China. China into India. I thought China wasn't exporting silver. And it's massive. And 90% of it was bars. China's exporting silver bars to India just to keep the market alive. Basically, just to keep the freaking market alive. It is insane. And then Germany exported massive amounts of silver. That's for November, it would be, 100 times, and these are tons. Not all that much. 100 times 32,000. 32.5. You know what? That's 3 million. But Germany, what the hell is Germany exporting physical silver bars to India for? The UK comes from the LBNA. Why Germany? This is the first time I've seen Germany with any substantial amount. But China, it's crazy. I know, it's crazy. And the silver metals focus came out with this, which shows Indian demand, and you can see 2022 right here. That's the 300 million ounces. 2024 is going to blow by that. I'm going to call it right here. I'm calling it. It's like calling the election. I'm calling that India will import more than 300 million ounces in 2024 when the final numbers are announced in 3 days. 3 days. The 15th of each month is when I think it's the finance minister announces how much silver, or all commodities, but mainly I look at silver, how much silver was imported into India for December, which will give us the full year. Right now we're staying at 246. 246 million ounces. All we need is 34 million ounces to put us over 300. I think because of this, and I might be wrong, because they slammed it, this is December 16th, really began the slam under the 100-day moving average, going right to down here, right at the bottom. That's as far as they could get, under the 200-day moving average. My estimate is 50 million ounces, which would put us at 320 million ounces or so. 320 million ounces of silver going into India, not to mention everybody else. Solar panels. The largest solar panel installation in human history happened last year, and nobody talks about it. We did right here. It was, I heard the numbers 599 gigawatts. They, you figured out at the end, which is another massive jump from 444. And oh, by the way, the vast majority of that is TOPCon, which uses more silver, even more silver. So I would assume my number is 450. 450 million ounces of silver was used in solar last year. Holy shit. 450 million ounces of silver gone. Now, there's something that Jeff Christian and Mike DiRenzo and Philip, I forgot the guy's name over at Metals Focus. There's something they're going to say, and here's what they're going to say. Well, last year, there was a massive oversupply. We have massive overproduction of solar panels last year. That is true because all the PERC solar panels were still being made, even though that technology, there's been a leapfrog. There's not a massive overcapacity in TOPCon, top-of-the-line solar panel manufacturing. There is a massive oversupply of PERC manufacturing, and PERC is gone. Pretty much anybody who invests in PERC is an idiot right now. Yes, they're so cheap, but now the cost of the panel doesn't really matter. It's the cost of installation of that panel now that matters, and getting on the grid and all that shit. Of the older type. Of the newer type, yeah, you're still going to pay, but there's so many obsolete solar panels now. PERC units. You can put them up, but why? You're going to get half the power you can get from a good TOPCon unit now. So most people don't. If you're going to spend all that money putting up a new solar panel, you want the best of the best. Because this is an asset that's going to last 30, 40 years. So all you people say, oh, no, we'll just recycle it. Yeah, 30 years from now when they start coming back. Unless the price of silver goes to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 an ounce, then people might start pulling solar panels off their roof. But it's very expensive to get it out. You can get it out. At $5,000 an ounce, it ain't that expensive all of a sudden. I think the cost right now, it depends on a lot of factors. How much silver was used in that PERC module. And a lot of times people won't even know. You can go back to the manufacturer, see the manufacturer's part, and go back to the manufacturer, but they lied. All right, anyway, Commitment of Traders report shows very clearly that really not much is going on. The managed money, like usual, as the price of silver rises, the managed money, or as it got slammed down below the moving averages, the managed monies went short and sold their longs, which is exactly why the commercials do exactly what they do. But if you look at it, they weren't able to do much. I mean, 700 contracts. This is for the week ending December 31st. 700 contract minus, let's see. So they went long. 2,000 contracts about, which is 10 million ounces. That's nothing. They weren't going long. They can't, or the price will just skyrocket. So they had to, what they did was close out their shorts, which is kind of the same thing. But there's not many. That's 10 million ounces. We've seen 50 million ounce weeks. So what's going on? We'll have the new numbers. Why do we have December 31st anyway? I don't know if the numbers have come out. No, they have to have come out. This is, let me get January 7th. Oh, due to the National Day of Mourning for the passing of former President Jimmy Carter, CFTC offices will be closed Thursday. Commitment of Traders report will be released Monday, January 13th. Wow, that's tomorrow. So it'll be interesting. The world is crazy right now. All right, now to the most important thing. Private road members, go check this out. Only silver can destroy the banking cabal, lead us to freedom. Go check. That's a very important post. I explain how this is all going to happen. Go check it out. I also have a discussion with David X22 report that was supposed to be posted this week, and I haven't seen it yet, so I will get that out. It'll be on the front page at roadtoruta.com when that gets out. We talk about what the new money system is. It's really important. But let's talk about what happened last night. Dun, dun, dun. TFuel jumped 30%. 30%, which was massive. 35%, I think it was. Massive. From 7 cents all the way up to 9.5 cents. Now, it's since come down. What is it? What happened, Bix? You know, some people saying, well, no, it's the roadmap. The roadmap. The Theta roadmap got released. And it is an amazing roadmap. I'll go over it in a second. Theta, I would say, is the number one crypto type company that actually has a business model and is kicking ass, succeeding on something that is massively necessary for humanity, that is cheap AI functionality and cheaper, decent, and everything has to be decentralized after the crash. And Theta is really the only company at the heart of decentralization, but they are partnering with all the big guys. So they're partnering with Amazon Web Services, who has, I think they're the largest cloud storage company, them and Google, but they're both partners. Why would Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure and Aether, the four big guys, why would they all partner with little old crypto Theta? Well, it's obvious. None of these offer a decentralized cloud storage system. And they know, everybody knows we're going to full decentralization. And that's what Theta invented. And that's what Theta has implemented. And that's why TFuel, one of the reasons TFuel jumped. But here's the thing. Theta is hugely controlled. The price of Theta, the price of TFuel, and the price of T-Drop. How do we know this? It jumped 30%. So clearly something was wrong. Either a big buyer came in or something happened. But you look at the volumes, it didn't jump on volume. It just jumped. What does that tell you? There was somebody above it. There was somebody holding the price down, which is probably BINANCE or Theta Labs themselves. And all of a sudden, they took off all their sell orders at the same time. The volume didn't jump, so the very next trade went from 7 cents to 90 cents. How is that even possible? And why did it happen? Why was somebody holding down the price of Theta? Right here. And all of a sudden, they just removed, this is a single entity, by the way, they just removed all the contracts they had for sale on TFuel. That's all that happened. Because the volume, look at the volume, it was nothing. And then it slowly ramped up when people started seeing, oh my God, I want to buy. And then people say, oh my God, it's going down, I want to sell. It is insane. There is a big mother plucking seller capping the price of Theta. The same thing happened to T-Drop the other day. If you look at T-Drop, there's the same thing. How can you not say this is not manipulation? Now, T-Drop went up. There was an announcement, and there was substantial volume. So that might have been something different. But TFuel, clearly, this wasn't on volume. This wasn't a big buyer coming in, sending the price from 7 cents to 9 cents. This was a big suppressor taking away the suppression, saying, see what will happen. So somebody and look at the volume. This is a classic. The volume in the last 24 hours is $423 million of a market cap of $528 million. What's that? 80% of all Theta fuel available was traded in the last 24 hours? How's that even possible when you go to the dashboard and you look at how much Theta is staked? 38.5% is staked. So more than 100% of all TFuel that is available, could possibly be available, These exchanges are pure fraud. Traded in 24 hours. Last time this happened, let's take a look at TFuel. It was right back here. It was the big run back here. Look at this. It went from 3 cents, 4 cents, 6 cents, and then it went from 6 cents and it jumped to 9 cents right here. See that? In February of 2021. It went from 6 cents to 9 cents overnight. And then look what happened after. It got slammed down a little bit, and then it went from 9 cents to 50 cents. From 9 cents to a 5x move in a month. And then ultimately, 6 months later, it went to almost 60 cents. Do I think the same thing is going to happen? Probably. It's the same rigor. It's Binance. I guarantee you. They're the largest holder. And how did Binance end up to be the largest holder? Theta in the beginning was desperate to be on an exchange. Now, remember, they're still not on any American exchange. There are ways to get it. I go over that on the private road. You can swap for it. Simple Swap has a good swap, and there's other places you can get Theta and TFuel. You can't get T-Drop, really, other than decentralized exchanges. But it's not known to people in America, really. It isn't. You walk around, hey, you know what the Theta Labs is doing with their NFTs and their edge nodes and all that? Oh my God, you'll be talking, it's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I own, the S&P 500 that has many tech stocks in it. And it should be a tech stock. It's not a stock, but it is the money of the ecosystem of the Theta. TFuel is the money of the Theta ecosystem of every large corporation on the planet that wants to deal with AI and wants to save a little money, or a large university will be buying TFuel to run their large language models in AI. Everyone, because it's cheaper. And how does, people say, well, how does NVIDIA add to all this? And it was, oh my God, the NVIDIA chips, it's going to be just NVIDIA doing it. No, I don't think so. Most people in Theta are like, well, that's not quite how it works. We take all the NVIDIA machines and they talk to each other. They're symbiotic with each other, except Theta is able to do even bigger situations than something that you need locally on your desktop. And how quickly really can NVIDIA's latest creation, it's an amazing unit, trillions and trillions of transactions, that type of thing. I think it's $3,000 or $300. Most people will never buy one, but they will be using AI. Everybody will be using AI. You have no choice. You're already using it. You just don't know it. When you drive up and stop at a stoplight and it senses that you are there, that is AI. And then the stoplight turns green and then yellow and red again when all the cars have gone in that direction. That's AI, artificial intelligence. There's different forms and different variations. What we're into now is an acceleration of AI such that almost any job will be rendered obsolete in the next 5 years. You got to be, if you're not involved with it, you'll be taking the dole from the government. Now, anybody can get involved with Theta. Just run the Theta Edge node on your desktop. Go to thetalabs.org or just go to the Theta. Let's go to Theta. There's Theta Labs. Theta token. And it's right here, node operator. Download the Theta Edge node. Right there, you can do it. It's free to do. You just run it in the background of your computer, depending on what type of computer. Most computers can run it. And then you earn little bits of TFuel. Yeah, TFuel is not worth much right now. It's worth, last night it was worth 9.5 cents. Right now it's 7-8 cents, right? 7.7 cents. Wait till it gets to $5. That's going to be $10. So the Theta fuel you earn now for free for running it on your desktop. And if you have an Android, you can run it on your phone. How about that? Yeah, you don't make much. But what is the future value of this little TFuel token? It's a lot when everybody and their mother wants to survive because they got to use AI now. It's a very scary time. As Cliff High says, the future we're headed into, you're either proactive, those who are proactively changing with the tide will win, or you'll be dead. If you're not proactive, you're dead. If you think things are going to be staying the same, you're dead. Literally. There'll be no job for you. You have to work off the government. You have to just beg the government. You have to get involved. Again, the current TFuel Theta ratio was at 35 the other day. I think it should be probably 10, less than 10 to 1. But right now it's at almost 30 to 1. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Theta. Theta's going to do really well. But TFuel, because of where it is, will probably do twice as well until it gets back to somewhere around 10 to 1. It's been created, I think, we can see right here. Or can we? No, that's just market cap. It is created at, I think it's 6.8 to 1. So Theta has 1 billion Theta tokens that have ever been made and will ever be made. TFuel has 6.8. They still make more, according to a formula, but they also burn them. So anyway you look at it, it's interesting. I think it's the same ratio as the gold-silver ratio on availability, at least coming out of the ground for silver. It's coming out at less than 7 to 1. And yet the gold-silver ratio is at 88.90 to 1, which is crazy. There's a lot of crazy things that are going on in the world right now. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Keep an eye on Theta and also T-Drop. You can see the jump right here. That was on some announcement about T-Drop. So that, yeah, you saw the volume. This is very different. TFuel, it wasn't as you could tell, it wasn't an announcement and everybody coming in to buy. It was a massive short removing it short. This is a single entity. A massive short removing it short. You could tell because there's no volume. And then the volume picks up as everybody's going, oh my God, it's either trying to get in or trying to sell, day traders trying to sell. Who knows? I'm a long-term holder of Theta, and I highly suggest you guys do it too. Keep it off exchanges. By the way, yes, Theta will be put on a U.S. exchange this year. Everybody will be rejoicing. Rejoice. You can get it right now, but it's hard. When it goes on Coinbase, I think it'll be Coinbase that it goes on because Coinbase has delayed that for so long because it's the most important crypto out there, by far. It's going to help us, humanity, in so many ways. It's going to expand broadband without spending hundreds of billions of dollars to do that. You just share your broadband, and you share your hard drive, and you share your computational power. It's a sharing industry, and it doesn't matter. Actually, it's probably good for Theta and TFuel and T-Drop if Taiwan gets taken over by China and all of a sudden those chips are gone. We can't get our hands on them. Why? Because we can still expand using the Theta network. Okay, that's what I got for you. Interesting news. JP Morgan Chase freezes employee comments amid return to office backlash. All the left, JP Morgan is the king poobah of the criminal banking cabal at the moment. It was three. Deutsche Bank was huge as part of the cabal. HSBC is also, I hear HSBC is going down. So just keep an eye on that. They have been the number one deliverer of physical silver the entire year last year, and they are again this month. So this is the structured deal between JP Morgan, Bank of America, and HSBC. I wouldn't be surprised to see all three of those entities on the chopping block on the 3-day weekend. Bix, that can't happen. They're too big to fail banks. Exactly. And the good guys and the bad guys are looking for the final crescendo of everything collapsing. So don't worry about price. Price means nothing during the crash. It's can you hang on to your assets so that after the crash, when we return to something, you will have some assets to live off or to thrive from, depending on what you pick. Everybody investing in the decentralized cryptos, everybody investing in NFTs, everybody investing in Ethereum-based platforms. Keep an eye on Reggie Middleton. He has the patent for all that stuff. Vertasium has been taken off the Mercatox exchange. It's hard to get. You can kind of get it. I'm working on getting some for private road members at roadtour.com. I'll announce it when we are giving away those. Right now, what do we give away right now? Right now we're giving away the Theta family of tokens. 5 Theta, 50 TFuel, 500 T drop. You don't need to know about cryptos. This is, you buy a 1-year subscription, we send you this to your front door, and you take that piece of paper and you stick it in your safe, probably copy it and stick it in a safe away from your house if you live in LA especially, because it's like cash. That's the only copy on the planet. But that'll give you something for the transition after, if you're not a crypto lover. Make sure you get your physical silver. It's nice to have a nice balance between the both. I know they highly fluctuate. I think silver is going to really blow the pants off everybody when it's freely traded, because it hasn't been freely traded in 170 years. Shocking, I know. But I've been saying it forever. Silver was the past money, will be future money, and also massively important for the future of humanity. If all the gold goes away one day, we would barely miss it. If all the silver went away, our lives would change drastically. That's what Ted Butler used to always say, and I believe him. I will probably, don't quote me on this, probably Tuesday morning, or Monday night, Tuesday morning, 12 o'clock Pacific time, we will, if I can finish securing enough Vertasium, we'll be giving away 1 Vertasium token. So keep an eye out for that. I'll make an announcement probably tomorrow about when the Vertasium will be available. So if you want your Theta, go to roadtour.com, subscribe today, or renew, and on a renewal we'll send you as many renewals as you want. And just the years keep tacking on afterwards. All right, that's what I got for you. Oh, by the way, everybody who got the Bitcoin when I was giving away 0.1 Bitcoin, congratulations, you got $10,000 for being on the private road at Road Tour. Not all of them worked out that well, but a lot of them have. I remember giving away 100 Theta, 1,000. It was 100 Theta, 1,000 TFuel, and 10,000 T drop. Back when Theta was not much money, so those people are doing well as well. All right, this is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you later.